Hey, what's going on? This is Martin, owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness. Um, Depending on how many of my videos you have seen this year, I want to say for maybe 5 weeks, possibly longer. I've mentioned how I'm trying to get back to deadlifting over 500 pounds, if not a lot more than 500 pounds. This will be my second attempt. I succeeded doing the first set. So this will be my second set and probably last set, which is interesting because my previous idea before I started this was to do one set, drop it down to 405, and do multiple sets, or excuse me, multiple reps. I might still do that, but I am tempted to do a second set with 450 if I can, or at least try it. But if you look at my short, I actually did do it already. So second and last attempt, which the first attempt was successful. It actually felt pretty damn easy when I did it the first time. So that felt almost as easy as the first set. Almost as easy as the first set, and I have no good reason to try to do a third for the sake of not hurting my back or anything, especially for the sake of being able to go to work tomorrow. So I got that in and done, and that'll be it for me as far as doing deadlifts, unless I drop it down and do 405. But just wanted to update those who have seen a certain number of my videos this year, specifically the last 7 weeks maybe, just so that you guys know, for those who know about my journey towards getting back to over 500 pounds. And the interesting thing is, the good thing about me just going up 5 or 10 pounds each time that I do it bi-weekly, is that it feels pretty damn good to do it because I'm not rushing my way towards doing it. So actually, the original plan was to do 440 today. I actually told somebody that, but then all of a sudden, which is no surprise to me, because it's me. So, the goal was to do 440. But then for some reason, somehow the idea came into my head to do 450, and thankfully I actually succeeded. Usually when I try to lift certain loads, I usually succeed. It's rare that it's rare that I fail, and that doesn't mean I'm special or anything. It's just that I don't rush to get to certain numbers. I have been hurt before. Hurt my elbow one time doing 160, but that's because when I did the first set, I felt fine, and I didn't record it. So then I did a second set, thinking I'll record the second set, and I've told this story multiple times over the last 3 years, going on 4 years, because that's when it happened. But I heard and felt some stuff that I hope to never hear or feel again. I have heard and felt it again since then, but hopefully to never hear or feel that again. Certain sounds you would hear when watching cartoons, especially for those of us that grew up in the 80s and 90s. and you hear certain sounds when certain things happen in cartoons, which means somebody got fucked up in some way, shape, or form. In some way, shape, or form. Uh, I tore muscles in between my chest, shoulder, and bicep to where you can actually, well, you can't see it now, but I actually saw like, um, I don't remember how to explain it because it was about 2 years ago, if not longer, but just it like it looked like really black and discolored and painful, and I was lucky to be able to do much of anything. I think I lifted very light for 2 or 3 weeks, which is probably lucky actually that I didn't need surgery and then was able to get back to going crazy again. Especially again, I take my time trying to get to certain numbers. Um, it took longer than it should have to get to 160, but that's because when I was younger, I didn't know how heavy dumbbells go because the gym that I was going to for the first half of my life, they only had 100s. And then all of a sudden, this guy who was a member at the gym at the time with his wife brought 120s that he had at home, brought them to the gym for some reason. So I did those after I closed the gym that night. And then I was like, all right, well now what? Because I had did sets with dumbbell rows, chest presses, shoulder presses, with the 120s, and whatever else I might have done. I was like, well now what? What else? What other options do I have? So again, it took me a while to be able to lift a certain number because I didn't know what my possibilities were in terms of buying certain dumbbells myself, asking the owner to get them, which he wanted to, but his wife wouldn't let him because she's an accountant. So she's an accountant and more, she's smarter with money compared to him. So yeah, that's one of the reasons it took me so long to lift certain loads, specifically with dumbbells. So as far as barbell, uh, I mentioned to somebody on here with something that I did. I think I deadlifted 430 or something, and recently, so that wasn't that long ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. And when I was growing up, I didn't really deadlift. When I was growing up, I didn't really know what deadlifts were for, what muscles they work, and what they're for, and how they can help with other stuff. And I didn't know, didn't really care at the time. So, you know, I'm enjoying the journey that I'm on, being a 40-year-old vegan, being a 40-year-old vegan and lifting loads that certain people would think that vegans can't lift. And not only to be able to be a 40-year-old vegan and lifting stuff that people think that vegans can't lift, but to do it in ways. It's been a while since I've hurt myself. Again, being able to recover, um, doing multiple things to recover, not rushing the process, which is hard to do for many, sometimes myself, but not rushing the process, taking time to recover, not doing multiple sets, even though I did do 2 today, and it still feel good, so we'll see how I feel tomorrow. Plus, I plan on taking an ice bath anyway, so, just letting you know how I'm doing on my journey. I think the most I've done with deadlifts is 535. So again, as I'm getting back to 5 something, I want to see if I can either get back to 535 or more than that, especially if I can do it without it hurting. And then depending on what number I get to do it to where it looks almost as easy as that just did, especially the first set. So that's where I am on my journey with high hopes that you follow along. And then if by any chance you want help getting stronger, depending on how long you've been doing it or just starting or wanting some help, to where if you either hire me with online personal training or become a paying member on my Patreon, I can put the link to my Patreon under the video, so you can do that there. And then depending on which tier of membership you choose, being able to get something from me, depending on which tier of membership you choose. Um, yeah, especially for me to help you get stronger faster than I did, since I already know um, what's available, what's possible, how fun it is, and how worthy it is to be on a journey for a certain period of time, depending on what level you're at. So, again, if by any chance you want help or need help and will actually let me do it, whether that be you hire me as your online personal trainer, that's pretty much what Patreon is, but either using the app that I have and sending you workouts there, or me recording certain videos and you being a payer member on Patreon. So it's up to you on how you want to do that. If you look into my Patreon or actually want to try online personal training with me as your trainer, and let's do this if you're actually interested and serious about it. So this is Martin, owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness. Take care.